Welcome to another B2 First esl-lounge reading lesson video. Today we'll be reading about side hustles and 4 accounts from retired people who have started small businesses to stay active and engaged. Let's begin with some vocabulary. Agile, able to think quickly and in an intelligent way. Baffled, completely unable to understand or explain something. Consultancy, a business that gives expert advice on a particular subject. Incentive, something that motivates or encourages someone to do something. Misconception, a belief or an idea that is not based on correct information. Pragmatic, dealing with problems in a practical way, rather than by following strict ideas. Payslip, a note given to an employee, detailing the amount of pay received. Pension, an amount of money paid regularly by the government or a company to a retired person. Stereotype, a fixed idea about what a particular type of person is like, which is often not true. Supplementary, added to something else in order to improve it or complete it. Timber, wood that is prepared for use in building and carpentry. Word of mouth, the process of people telling each other about something. Great, now you know the key words, let's read the texts. You are going to read 4 personal accounts from retired people about a side hustle, which is a profitable activity or business undertaken to generate additional income. Read them carefully to understand each person's motivation and business. Afterwards, you will answer 10 questions to check your understanding of each account. Okay, let's start with text A. Arthur. After I retired from my office job, I finally had the time to dedicate to my real passion, woodworking. I started making small, handcrafted pieces of furniture, initially just for family and friends who appreciated the effort. The immense satisfaction comes from the process itself, taking a raw piece of timber and shaping it into something both beautiful and functional. I now sell a few items a month through a specialist online marketplace, and the supplementary income is certainly welcome, but it is not my primary driving force. For me, this is about preserving a traditional craft that is slowly disappearing, and maintaining a high standard of quality that you just do not find in today's mass-produced items. I refuse to rush my work. Each piece is a legacy in miniature, a testament to patience and skill. That sense of purpose is what gets me into the workshop every morning. End of text A. Let's continue. Brenda. I have always been a pragmatic person, someone who looks for practical solutions. A few years ago, I noticed that the last proper bakery in our village had closed down, and people were constantly complaining about the lack of fresh, quality cakes for special occasions. I saw a clear gap in the market just waiting to be filled. I started by baking for a few neighbors, and positive word of mouth did the rest. Now I have a steady stream of orders for birthdays, anniversaries, and local events, which keeps me on my toes. It is a proper little business, and I treat it as such, with organized accounts and a professional website. The modest profit I make has made a real difference, allowing for little luxuries my state pension does not quite cover. It is hard work, especially on a Friday, but it is rewarding to provide a dependable service that the community genuinely values and needs. End of text B. Let's continue. Charles. The stereotype of the retired person being completely baffled by technology is dangerously outdated and, frankly, a little insulting. I spent 40 years as a software engineer, and those skills do not just vanish when you receive your final payslip. I now run a small consultancy from my home office, helping local small businesses and other retirees to set up their websites and navigate the complexities of social media marketing. It is incredibly stimulating work that requires me to keep up with a constantly changing digital landscape. What motivates me is the desire to remain mentally agile and prove that decades of experience has immense value in the modern digital age. This is not just a side hustle, it is a way to continue contributing my expertise and challenge the notion that learning stops at 65. End of text C. Let's continue. Diana. When I retired from my career as a secondary school history teacher, What I missed most was the interaction and the sense of sharing knowledge with an engaged audience. Sitting at home was not an option for me. A friend suggested I combine my love of local history with my love of walking, and my small enterprise was born. I now run guided historical tours of my town for small groups of tourists, many of whom are visiting from overseas. It is the perfect way to stay physically active and socially connected. The supplementary income is a nice bonus, but the real payment for me is seeing the fascination on people's faces as I tell them the forgotten stories behind the old buildings. I am not just selling a walk, I am providing an enriching narrative experience that connects people to the town's past in a meaningful way. Okay, time for a few questions to check your understanding. Question 1. Which person identifies a specific need within their local area as their business opportunity? Pause the video now to think about your answer. The correct answer is B. Brenda. The text says she saw a clear gap in the market just waiting to be filled after the local bakery closed. Question 2. Which person says they wanted to show that their earlier long career counted for something? Pause the video now to think about your answer. The correct answer is C. Charles. The text says his motivation is to prove that decades of experience has immense value in the modern digital age. Question 3. Which person emphasizes their commitment to high-quality workmanship over speed? Pause the video now to think about your answer. The correct answer is A. Arthur. The text states, I refuse to rush my work. Each piece is a legacy in miniature, a testament to patience and skill. Question 4. Which person expresses a wish to correct a common misconception about their age group? Pause the video now to think about your answer. The correct answer is C. Charles. The text says the stereotype of the retired person being completely baffled by technology is dangerously outdated. Question 5. Which person gained customers through informal recommendations from others? Pause the video now to think about your answer. The correct answer is B. Brenda. The text says she started by baking for neighbors, and positive word of mouth did the rest. Question 6. Which person is applying skills from their former career in a new way? Pause the video now to think about your answer. The correct answer is C. Charles. The text says he runs a consultancy helping businesses set up websites, which uses his former skills as a software engineer. Question 7. Which person describes their work as a way of sharing a personal passion with others? Pause the video now to think about your answer. The correct answer is D. Diana. The text says the real payment is seeing the fascination on people's faces as I tell them the forgotten stories, which shows she is sharing her passion for history. Question 8. Which person started their business by creating things for people they knew? Pause the video now to think about your answer. The correct answer is A. Arthur. The text says he started making furniture, initially just for family and friends. Question 9. Which person mentions that the financial reward is not their main incentive? Pause the video now to think about your answer. The correct answer is A. Arthur. The text says the supplementary income is not my primary driving force. Question 10. Which person states that their work provides them with something they lacked after they stopped working? Pause the video now to think about your answer. The correct answer is D. Diana. The text says that what she missed most was the interaction and the sense of sharing knowledge, which her new work now provides. Let's quickly summarize the lesson. On this screen you can review the main points of the text and the key vocabulary. Finally, here are a few discussion questions. Feel free to share your thoughts in the comments below. Thanks for watching this ESL Lounge video. Don't forget to subscribe for more lessons, and we'll see you in the next one.